Here we are at Hidden Lakes at a big planting project for the Ruamahanga Restoration Trust. We can date all the vegetation here from when that big earthquake happened in 1855. These plantings here are all much more recent, but the idea is to make a contiguous forest. This area was grazed until relatively recently, and now the idea is to get it to basically join up with all that quality forest dating from 1855. This area is really important in terms of avian species. This place is full of kowhai, and when the kowhai are in flower, this place has hundreds of tui. It's well known in Wairarapa as a gathering place where all the tui come to pair up, match up.
There's not many of these places left, and so to bring out children, we can show them what it was like, I guess, and what it can be like. And also when we're facing some problems like erosion, if they learn about these places and the biodiversity, not just the trees by themselves or the plants and so forth, but all the life forms within, that they get an idea about a bigger picture about how to look after land and the waterways and so on. And for themselves, just to enjoy it, just to be coming out and to a place like this, you know, I mean, you see the lake the first time and generally people just go, wow.
In today's climate change world, we can't afford to wait for nature to take its time. There are too many factors that make that much more difficult today. So what the kids are doing here with their planting, really important stuff.
We have a really important ancestress called Hini Te Arorangi, and her likeness is on a number of wharenui and marae around Masterton. And one of her pa, when she lived in the 1700s, was at this spot here, and it was called Te Tirohanga o Hini Te Arorangi ki te motu ki a Kapiti, or the place where Hini Te Arorangi set up on her hill behind us and gazed towards Kapiti Island. So across the Tararua Ranges and to Kapiti, where some of her ancestors were buried. Move on past her lifetime, and there were still people living here at certain times of the year. In 1855, 23rd January, the big Wairarapa earthquake occurred, and so that was about 9:15 in the evening. And what happened is that it shook the hill here, and a lot of it just came down. So under lots of earth and debris, and then that bowl filled out with water, and it became the Hidden Lake, although over to the side of us is a secondary lake. So from that point on, I think people started to know it as the Hidden Lakes. All that's around here is regeneration and replanting, which is in itself is really beautiful, but also shows us how 170 years, what can happen in that time. After the earthquake, and when the trees started to come back, as we can see today, the kowhai tree became quite prominent. And so in the springtime, when the kowhai flowers, it's thought that the beautiful yellow droopy flowers are tears for the people who died here. Time is really neat to be able to tell that story, and then also because there's hundreds of tui flying around and just making noise, and yeah, the whole thing.
The more vegetation we can put on the land, the more things get better and better. So it's a great thing to see this area being properly revegetated by the Ruamahanga Restoration Trust. But I think we all have to start somewhere, and those young people, they will have the skills needed to carry on from us.